Ah, hello everybody. This is LordoftheJimmy. By the way, this book, Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-5, awesome. You should all be reading this. It is a really freaking awesome book. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. You're like, LordoftheJimmy, nobody reads books anymore. It's all about the internet and iPhones. And who reads books anymore? We don't have books anymore. Fuck yourself. No, Slaughterhouse-5 by Kurt Vonnegut, work of genius. I highly recommend it. So you better read it. If you don't read it, I'm gonna cry. Anyway, okay, I know it's been a really long time since I've updated. I've mostly just been ranting. And, to be honest, I don't really know what to do with this channel anymore. I've really, honestly, kind of come to a halt. I mean, I'm trying to kind of do the rants just to kind of keep videos and try to keep this channel alive, but other than that, I mean, I don't really know what to do. And a couple of projects I'll get to in a second. I don't know, like, okay, let me start with the most recent series I've been having, 007 Reviewsh. That's the Sean Connery thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this review series, the James Bond review series, for a couple of reasons. When I started the 007 Reviewsh series, I did it because I felt like there really wasn't a solid, series that actually went through all of the Bond films. I know there was one, and they just kind of skimmed through the Connery ones and really bashed Pierce Brosnan's movies, which, I'm not a big fan of. So I thought about, making my own review series, and I have to admit it was kind of a little bit of a Nostalgia Critic ripoff, I admit to that. And that's kind of one of the reasons I'm not interested in continuing it, because I don't really, as Will Navison said, I don't want to be a Nostalgia Critic clone. I'm sure there's plenty of people who do that. Practically half the people on his site do that, or Nostalgia Critic, just doing the same shtick that he does, and I'm not really interested in just ripping off what he does. The other thing is, I found out later there's another 007 Reviews show. It's called My Weekly Bond by Calvin Dyson, and he's actually British, which is kind of cool. And his stuff is really good. He kind of does the same thing, kind of a nostalgia critic, but he has kind of his own unique voice, and that's kind of what makes it more fun. And he goes through all the Bond films. He loves the hell out of Roger Moore, which makes me question his sanity, but that's another debate. And he's cool to me. He says he's a fan of my stuff, and we've even been talking about maybe doing something together. I did the Dr. No. I actually finished the Dr. No review, and we were talking about like him coming on and maybe like chastising me for ripping off his stuff, which would have been fun. And then I hadn't heard from him in a while, and now I've just seen that he put his Dr. No review up, and it's good. It's a very good review. I don't agree with it, but that's another story. The thing is, I kind of feel like now, with him having done it, it's been done. So, I don't know if I'm going to continue the 007 reviews. I do want to put up the Dr. No one eventually, because I've already done it. The thing is, I want to wait for a little while, because I feel like Calvin just put up his Dr. No review, and, I don't want to compete with him. But the thing is, I don't know if there's a huge audience out there for this. So if you do want to see more 007 reviews, please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on it, because if there's a lot of people who really want me to review, or if there's even specific movies that you want me to review, let me know, and I'll tell you my thoughts a bit. The other thing is, if I do continue this review series, I think I want to keep Will Navison involved, because I feel like if it's just me, it's just my opinion, it's just going to be kind of nostalgia critic-ish, and it's just kind of... And, you know, like I said, I think Calvin Dyson's doing it better. But if Will and I are doing it together, I feel like that makes it a little more interesting, because it's two people. It's kind of the Siskel and Ebert complex. And the other thing is, Will has a totally different sensibility about Bond than I do. I grew up with Bond. I have, you know, I've seen all the movies, I've read the books, played video games, and grown up with Bond. But Will didn't really grow up with Bond. He's seen a few of the movies, but he hasn't seen a lot of them. So it's interesting to bring in a different perspective, you know, as this Bond aficionado and this guy who's not really a Bond aficionado. That to me would make the show much more interesting. So that's my idea if I continue 007 reviews. But let me know if you want to see them, and please don't hesitate to request a review or what you want me to do. And yeah, I'll do it. I'll talk about it. You know, my opinion will stay the same no matter what. So, you know, you can say, hey, review one of Roger Moore's movies because they're so good. And I'm going to tell you that they sunk donkey balls. But that's what you get. Anyway, of my other stuff, what's something else I haven't done in a while? The other thing I haven't done in a while, which I actually would like to do, was Awesome Studios. I don't feel like that really got much of a following. I mean, it just kind of felt like we were putting it out and people were just kind of meh about it. And I was kind of annoyed by that because I felt like it was kind of an original idea. It was original scripts, and I was doing it with my dad, which is always fun. But yeah, it didn't seem like people were that into it. And then I found another site was doing the exact same thing, basically, well, kind of different, but they freaking stole a bunch of our jokes. I'm not kidding. I'm not even gonna say what it is. I don't even remember what it is, but I don't want to give them any freaking credit. But yeah, they basically stole our idea of pitching movies, and there's like one point where they basically do our John Wayne joke. They use somebody else's name, but it's like, hey, we should get. I think it's John Voight. They say John Voight. Oh, we should get John Voight for this movie. Next movie. Oh, we should get John Voight for this movie. Next one. And it's like, that was our fucking joke. The John Wayne joke. That was my fucking joke. And you fucking stole it. I know, it's a dumb thing. And it's like, who cares? And, you know, all these ideas. But I think they're actually making money off of this. Because it looks like you got to watch ads to do it. But anyway, so, again, if anybody wants to see an Awesome Studios, or if you were enjoying that, please comment, let me know what you think. What else am I doing? I know I haven't done, what else have I done? Well, I haven't done a lot of video game remixes or any kind of music stuff on this channel. And I think the problem is I'm just, as far as music is concerned, I'm so busy doing other things, trying to make an album and, you know, doing a career, paying my rent with music. So sometimes I really don't like getting back in the studio and putting things together because it's just like, oh, God, you know, I've been doing this too long. I don't want to do more of it. I prefer being on camera and doing this kind of stuff because it's kind of an escape for me. You know, it's like I do this for fun. I enjoy doing that. So I don't know, but, you know, maybe I'll try putting together some more remixes or whatever. For my two most popular shows, or what I was hoping were two of my most popular shows, let me start with Schwarzenegger and Stallone. That's not really happening. The guy who played Schwarzenegger moved away, so he obviously can't do it. We were talking about him doing a Skype thing, but he's busy like I am, so it's not happening. I can still do one once in a while. But, I don't know, it doesn't even seem like people were that into Schwarzenegger and Stallone. I think people liked it, but I don't know. And, of course, we come down to the series I'm always being asked about, always finding comments about, Super Mario Guy. Now, as I said, Super Mario Guy is done. It's completely, well, should I tell you guys or should I not? Okay. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The discussion of a revival has been talked about. Finishing Season 3. There's a number of problems. The first problem, and this is the biggest one, um, everybody needs to be involved, okay? That includes me, Celeste, Will, Brandon, and AJ. All of us. AJ because of his animation too. That's a huge part of it now. However, AJ's working on another project right now, and he's told me he really doesn't have the time to work on, Super Mario Guy. That's basically the reason why um, Smash Brothers After Hours just died. Because he was supposed to animate it, and he just said, "Look, Jimmy, I'd love to do it, but I'm so busy. I want to work on my own original series. I don't really think I can work on it." And I was like, "That's totally fine. I understand." And so we put it out just as an audio, and it was like, well, where's the animation? It doesn't really work without animation now, does it? So that's that. And so I think he said, like, if it's not a lot of animation, maybe he can work on it a little bit. But even then, I don't know if I can really ask him for too much. We could just go the route of going back to our season 1 roots where there's very little animation. But even then, I had a lot of animation going on in there back when I actually had my program. I don't even have a program anymore. But as I've talked to them, I mean, Brandon said he's still into it if we wanted to continue. Celeste is still into it if we wanted to continue. Will is still into it, but he really brought up, we really don't want to continue this Family Guy aspect. I personally am sick of Family Guy. When I started this show back in 2009, I was a huge Family Guy fan, and I really had nothing to do, because I was, still finishing college, and I was, doing a whole bunch of other things, and I was still living in my parents' house. Yeah. Um, So, yeah, when I started it out, I thought it was great, and I thought it was a totally unique idea, and it still is unique. I have still not seen anybody do something like this. I really thought, as Chip Cheesem said, they should make. I don't know. This was the funniest part of his review was when he said, "Why don't they make the Cleveland show does Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever?" And I was like, "That's a great idea." I'm sure he wasn't meaning that seriously, or maybe he was. I don't know. But I'm surprised this idea hasn't really picked up. I mean, because the show got a pretty good following. I mean, I got most of my subscribers from Super Mario Guy. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, though, it's really tough to keep doing this Family Guy thing, and I really don't like Family Guy anymore. And after having dealt with Fox and everything with the copyrights and stuff, I'm not very interested in keeping this aspect going. I mean, maybe if we could change it to where we could just kind of keep the same sort of personalities, but just vamp them a little bit like we were doing with Smash Brothers After Hours. Maybe I'd be interested in doing that. But I think Will Navison and I are pretty much in agreement that if we're going to continue Super Mario Guy, we got to get away from the Family Guy aspect. And it seems ridiculous. It's Super Mario Guy RPG, but that's basically the only way I would do it, is if we can just get away from that. And, if we did that, maybe we wouldn't have to rely on so many cutscenes, and there would be less animation for AJ to worry about. And, it could work. But at the same time, I feel like, I'd be making something that might be inferior to the first 2 seasons. Because the first season is great. It's a very good season. Second season had its kind of ups and downs, but I think we really reached our peak with some of those moments. But, we're just not going to be able to recreate some of those really great scenes, like the If I Only Had the Stars scene and stuff like that. Because, a lot of that was AJ. So that's where we are as far as Super Mario Guy is concerned. Are we going to continue Super Mario Guy? I don't know. I mean, like I said, I do not want to continue Super Mario Guy, but everybody keeps asking me about it, and I knew I was probably going to relent about it eventually. If I do make 17, and I will also include the voice actor people that I had, because everybody keeps bothering me about that. Yes, I will. If 17 comes out, you will be included in that video. But I don't know. I really, honestly, am still not that into it. And I don't know. I don't know. I seem to be the one guy who's least into doing that, and that's kind of a huge problem. But if we can come to some sort of, I would ask that anybody who wants to see more Super Mario Guy would comment below, but I already know what the answer is. I know you're all gonna do, more Super Mario Guy! Oh please! Oh my god! I have no life! I need to see more Super Mario Guy! Oh man! I want my Super Mario Guy! Something like that. But yeah, maybe. Okay? Maybe. A couple other things. If I do Super Mario Guy, it's not going to be on YouTube. I'm not putting it on YouTube. Okay? So get that ready. This is not negotiable. I do not want to deal with YouTube anymore. It will either be on Blip TV, or maybe we'll find some... I'm trying to put maybe a site together. I don't know, a LordoftheJimmy site that might do something, or even a forum at least, because I know some people have problems with the Blip TV format, but what I can do with that is, if I have like a forum, then I can say, Super Mario Guy episodes, blah, 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 and there's the link, there you can go watch it, great, everybody's happy. And maybe I'll make trailers on YouTube so that it'll provide a link for you to go see it. That's pretty much what will happen. And again, Family Guy aspect, it's not continuing. Not continuing that. So, that's pretty much that. Well, I spent more time talking about that than I wanted to on anything else. Thank you! Okay, but anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, this channel is in limbo. I don't know what to do with it, and it doesn't seem like my rants are that interesting enough. And I've been thinking about maybe doing more sketch comedy kind of stuff, but I really need to work on that. So let me know what you all want to see, and if you put Super Mario Guy down, at least mention anything else you want to see. Like if you say, yeah, I want to see Super Mario Guy, but I also enjoy your, Awesome Studios or 007 reviews, whatever. Or I'd love to see more Will and the Jerks, or something else I did, whatever. But do me a favor, if you're going to comment below, I want more Super Mario Guy, give me some options here, okay? Because I'm not guaranteeing that it's going to continue, alright? I'm on the fence, and it's not very enticing for me to cross it. So, that's that. If we come up with some scripts for Season 3 that we're happy about, and we feel like, you know what, we can do this, and it wouldn't take too much of AJ's time as far as the animation is concerned. I'm not even sure he's going to be on board with it, but if we can just go into it and everybody's on board, all 5 of us are in it. You can't even see it. All 5 of us need to be into it. That's it. There's one person is out, none of us are. It's not happening. So, which I don't think it'll be a problem, but you know. So that's pretty much that. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to stop right now. Thank you to everybody who has supported me thus far. And, so 3 guys go to, let's say they're 3 businessmen go to a farmhouse. And they've been traveling for a while. Why they've been traveling out and where the farms are, I have no idea. I don't know why businessmen would be near a farmhouse. But anyway, 3 businessmen go to a farmhouse and say, we've been traveling a really long time. Can you put us up for the night? And the farmer goes, well, I suppose I can do that. I've only got 1 bed. It's pretty big. It should fit all of you. But, so that should work for all of you. So they take the bed. They're all sleeping on their backs, side by side, next to each other, and they fall asleep and wake up the next morning. And one guy on the left side of the bed goes, "Oh man, I had an incredible dream that some girl was giving me a hand job." And the guy on the right says, "That's funny. I dreamt that some girl was giving me a hand job." And the guy in the middle says, "I dreamt I was skiing."